Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore, and welcome to Slender for Life. With me today is Alex Nongard, and I've had the pleasure and opportunity to get to know Alex the last few days. And we've talked off and on for, several years now, and I've called you in the past and sought your counsel when I was working with teenagers. And Alex, you're what, 17?
I'm 18.
You're 18,
actually.
okay. About to turn 19?
Yeah, in a couple more months.
Okay. And you've just graduated from high school.
Going off to college.
And where are you going to college?
The University of Oklahoma.
All right.
Boomer.
And any idea what you're going to major in?
Environmental sustainability is what I'm looking at right now.
All right, excellent. And so what does that mean, environmental sustainability?
Well, it has a lot to do with renewable resources and alternative energy and designing societies to have a sustainable impact and be able to really exist without the ties of fossil fuels or other sorts of non-renewable resources that cause damage to people and society.
That's to me just really exciting because I'm a big believer in sustainability, and I guess living here in Bainbridge Island, we're kind of the home of sustainability. But I'm going to put you on the spot here because I haven't talked to you about this. But this morning on my bike ride, it's where I do all my thinking, I got to thinking about your interest in sustainability, and I'm curious about how sustainability applies to you as an individual, to each one of us as an individual, and particularly when it comes to food and eating.
Well, and that's a great question. A lot of sustainability has to do with, big things like renewable energy and natural resources and things like that. But beyond that, it has to do with how we as consumers eat and buy and apply products in our personal lives. And for me personally, I pride myself on being a pretty sustainable human being. I recycle. I try to choose products at the stores that have the least environmental impact. If there's an option to go green, then I like to take it. And particularly with regards to food, there are a number of different ways to optimize and change habits to become a more sustainable and honestly a healthier person. Because one of the benefits of the sustainable lifestyle and changing your habits and not necessarily your diet, but the way you buy food products, etc., is that you become healthier as a consequence. Okay. Yes. So dropping the bag of potato chips in favor of some like organic or non-fatty, non-processed chip alternatives or something like that is a small step to having a nicer and prettier and more beautiful world, but it also has a large impact on your body and your mind and your health.
Now, I've watched you eat over the last few days, and for the most part, you're pretty much plant-based in your eating. Is that correct?
That is. I'm not 100% vegetarian, but at the same time, the majority of time we go out to, like, we're visiting here, so we've gone out to restaurants quite often, and if there's a vegetarian option, I take it. If there is an option to substitute something, I'll take it. And plant-based most of the way.
Now, last night at dinner we talked a little bit about this, but if you share with the folks about how you handle situations where you're out with friends and they're all going to McDonald's or Burger King, or you're at somebody's house and it's all potato chips and Coke, or even how you handle it when you go to a friend's house on Friday night and it's pepperoni or sausage pizza. How do you handle those situations?
And that's a very good question, because as a teenager, you're out hanging out with your friends. You're busy and you're active doing these social events, and not everyone caters to a healthier lifestyle. and you really have to learn to say no, and you have to learn to plan ahead. Like for instance, just last week I was hanging out with some friends who wanted to go to McDonald's for dinner. And I don't eat McDonald's. There's not a single thing that's healthy on the menu. The salads are 500 calories.
Their bathrooms are usually clean.
That's true. The bathrooms are clean, and they have the fancy, at least in Oklahoma, they have the fancy machines, the drink dispensers, which are nice. But I only get water from those, so
Okay.
it doesn't matter. But they wanted to go to McDonald's, and I went along with them. I didn't order anything, but because I suspected that they were going to plan to go to dinner somewhere generally unhealthy, because my friends are generally not as concerned with their health as I was, I ate ahead. I before I left the house, I went and I had a quick smoothie that I prepared, and it took 5 minutes, and I was full for the night, and I didn't mind sitting there with some friends, and while they partook in a double quarter pounder.
How much grief do they give you for not participating?
You know, honestly, you'd be surprised how little grief they give me. They honestly don't mind, because nobody cares if you don't eat something. If I'm eating, I don't care what you eat. But at the same time, I give them more grief, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, because I like to poke fun at some of my friends. I'm not making fun of them for their choices, but I like to let them know that they have alternatives too. They have the ability and the power to make the changes in their own lives.
Now, we all need to belong. We want to belong. We want to participate. Do you ever feel left out or like you're not part of the group because you're not eating Twinkies or McDonald's hamburgers?
Well, peer pressure is a real thing, and it can be sometimes feeling left out because of that. And if everyone's eating and you're not eating, then it's not so much of a stress as a little bit of pressure to say, well, I'm not fitting in with my friends. And I've definitely felt that at times. And that is why I always have an emergency healthy snack on me generally. Going through, I'm a member of the band in my high school, and for 4 years everyone always had snack chips on the sideline or something that they would eat for a snack, and I'd pull out an apple out of my pocket,
Okay.
and people give me weird looks because who pulls an apple out of their pocket? But that's the kind of healthy snack. In fact, right now on me, I have an emergency Cliff Bar.
All right,
And
good.
there's nothing wrong with a Cliff Bar. It's organic and rolled oats and healthy, and if you eat them in moderation, then that can be the sustainable thing. If everyone's eating a Twinkie around you, a Cliff Bar is the same shape. I mean, there's no shame in substitution.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you handle when you go to a friend's house and they got pepperoni pizza?
Well, if that's the only option, and sometimes it can be if you're going to a party, it's party food. And the way I see it, I spend enough of my time eating right, eating healthy, exercising, making my body the way that I want to be it, that on a Friday night, if my friends are having pepperoni pizza and that's what's the option for dinner, I don't mind taking a slice or two. Generally, there's always an alternative for pops. I don't drink soda. It's not after dropping soda for a month and then trying to go back to it. It honestly is not that good. It tastes bad. So I mean, there's always an alternative for water or fruit juice generally. But I don't mind having a slice of pizza or two. I don't eat a whole pizza like some of my friends can, but there's no shame in partaking if you're going to balance that with healthy choices.
And I don't know, in a typical month or a typical year, how many times might you have a slice or two of that pizza?
Well, let me think. If I go out, generally now it's summertime, so my schedule is a little different, but if I go out with friends maybe once a week, I might have a pizza choice, and I eat that in moderation. So 3 or 4 times a month at max would I
Okay.
make a meal something that blatantly unhealthy.
So it's not daily fare.
It's not a daily fare.
But on the other hand, you're not so dogmatic and so rigid about it that you can't ever participate.
No, because if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to enjoy the company of my friends.
Okay. And so, what advice, what would you suggest to someone your age or perhaps younger, or actually somebody of any age, who is overweight, who has health issues because of obesity, that is eating today's junk food, the processed food, the fast food, the McDonald's, the pizzas frequently, and wanting to fit in and dealing with school lunches and after-school events? What advice would you have for them to help them start living sustainably in their body like you do in yours?
Well, and that's something that's actually been an issue for me. Before I hit high school, in middle school, I was a larger kid, and I had...
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's true. Don't go look at my elementary school photos. I'm telling you, I was a lot larger than I am now, and I had a lot of
Not taller.
I was not taller, definitely. I had some confidence issues regarding how I could eat and where I could eat and how would I maintain my friendships, because I had poor body image. And honestly, that didn't change until I started getting involved in more athletic band activities. I joined the high school marching band, which in Oklahoma at least is a pretty serious thing, and I realized I had to start eating healthy. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to keep up. And my advice to people who are struggling with that very serious weight of how do I become a healthier person? How do I become a better me? Is take small steps in the realm of a substitution a day. Is a great way to start. That's what I did. When I joined the band, I had to drop soda, but it was a difficult thing because I'd been so used to drinking it every day. So we went out to eat after the first day of band camp, and instead of ordering a Coke with my meal, I had a glass of water instead. And I realized that made me feel better. And so just little things like that, replacing the daily things. When my dad went to the grocery store the next day, he asked me what I wanted to, what kind of snack food I wanted. And I said, bring back some apples. And we didn't have chips in the house. We didn't buy them. I didn't go to the grocery store. My dad went to the grocery store. I told him not to get the chips. I didn't have access to them. I ate the apples instead. That helped me realize, wow, I feel good having this other source of energy. And having family and friends that can help you with that, like my dad, who is supportive of my efforts to become a healthier person, that can really be beneficial.
Excellent. And since I got you here, I got to ask one more question. How do you handle, or how did you handle school lunches?
Well, school lunches can be a difficult thing because as much as they like to parade them, school lunches aren't necessarily always the healthiest. Ketchup, you got ketchup and salt, and I have friends who will drown their food in salt packets. Honestly, I'm not sure if it changes the taste because I don't think those are very delicious school lunches anyways. But that's step one, is you don't need condiments to eat food, and getting rid of the salt and the ketchup is a way to do it. When my freshman and sophomore years, we didn't have off-campus lunch. We had to eat the school lunch, and because of that, I would bring my lunch. And that is, it's not fallen out of favor everywhere, but there are fewer kids bring their lunch than buy the school lunch. But even if you're going to purchase a school lunch, bring a snack like an apple, or bring a banana, or some granola to eat instead of the side of baked beans.
In your school, did you have the option of salad bars?
My school did not. We didn't. We had once a week there was an optional side salad for part of the lunch, which is unfortunate. from my understanding, that's actually changed since for the past 2 years my public school changed the way they handle lunches, and there now is an option for a salad bar.
Oh, okay, good.
But in the past 2 years, we have had the availability of like an off-campus lunch,
Okay.
and in my town at least, there are many options of cool, fun places to hang out with friends,
Like
and
where?
you can get a healthy option. Well, say there's a McAllister's Deli down the street from my school in Tulsa, and so we'd go to lunch at McAllister's, and I can get a salad or a veggie sandwich there, and they've got a variety of teas and drinks and you know, lemonade and things that aren't necessarily pop heavy. You know, you've got other options than water or Coke. So
So
things like that.
if I'm hearing correctly, that it is possible
Mhm.
for people your age and younger today, in school and at after-school events and in friends' homes, to make different choices, that they don't have to eat the junk food, the garbage food, they don't have to live at McDonald's, that they can actually make some fairly healthy choices and create a more sustainable life, sustainable body for themselves.
Definitely.
Okay, good.
And one thing that I would love to mention that I honestly think helped me the most in getting a connection to the food was I learned to cook.
Ah.
I went online and printed out some recipes, and my dad's the chef, and he said, have at the kitchen. And I walked in there with the recipe, and I felt nervous because I don't know how to cook, but I watched a YouTube video, and I made some veggie couscous. That was the first thing I made. And having the connection to the food I was creating, having the ability to make it healthy myself, because I had control over what was in my food. That definitely was a factor that made me love cooking, made me love the food I could create, and gave me the options to eat a healthy, sustainable meal. Yeah.
So folks, here at Hypnosis Health Info and at Slender for Life are lots of tools and lots of resources for you. Up there in the orange menu bar under Self-Hypnosis is the light switch self-hypnosis technique, and it teaches you how to do self-hypnosis and how to give yourself suggestions. And I encourage you to take a look at all the tools and resources there at Hypnosis Health Info, and go to slenderforlife.com, and up there in the menu bar you'll see the word recipes, and you click on that, and you have access to somewhere around 30 to 50,000 free healthy recipes.
I eat off them quite frequently.
Thank
They're
you,
good.
Yeah, there's really simple ones, kind of
Oh,
open
yeah.
can pour, and there's some really gourmet recipes there as well. And so take advantage of those tools, and if there's any way that I can be of support, please give me a call at 206-903-1232, or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And Alex, thank you so much for your participation today, and it's just been an absolutely a real honor on my part to be able to get to know you.
Thank you so much.